What a lot of people are thinking about right now, Jackie, they're thinking about how soon can I finish what I'm doing today so I can get ready for the movie later on tonight.
Yeah, brand new Star Wars movie opening tonight, officially launching tomorrow, but I know people that already have tickets. They're going tonight because they're so excited about this latest movie coming out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and we're so excited. When we think Star Wars here locally, we think of Jason Cross, who has built his own R2-D2 that we always love to see because he makes special presentations. Now, tell us about R2 and the incredible work you've done on him throughout the years.
So R2, I started about 4 years ago, and I spent 3 years building him.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's all made out of metal. This is actually his second dome. His original dome was plastic. Now this is a metal dome.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yes, panels open. He moves. He's life size. I'm really picky about detail, so he is as close to the real one as you're going to get.
All right. So what made you want to create something like this in the first place, besides being a Star Wars fan?
You know, it's funny, because actually I wasn't the biggest Star Wars fan originally. I grew up with them and I liked them, but I wasn't like a huge fan, but I was into robotics and technology. I have a software company, and I was at a convention and there were people who said they build these R2-D2 units.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, that sounds like a fun robotics project. And I talked my wife into letting me do it, which is step one. And I started building it. And honestly, through the process of building it, made me a much bigger fan, because it's hard not to kind of get into that when you're actually doing it yourself.
Because you're probably doing the research.
Exactly. I mean, I can see a commercial out there with R2 on there and say, oh, that panel's wrong. Or I know the details so much now as to what R2 looks like.
Now, when you first start building it, what was the hardest thing to get to acquire?
The hardest part about it is actually just getting parts. You know, there's a whole club of people worldwide who make these. There's hundreds of us who make them. And we typically go together to get like a run of, let's say, legs machined. And you still have to figure out how to put yours together, how to get your electronics, how to get everything working. But just the timing involved of getting groups of people together to get pieces made, because otherwise it's so prohibitively expensive to do a one-off.
So you have to find a CNC machine to create these
or to find a place that's going to do, okay, let's do a run of 30 sets of legs for people who want to do those. And like I said, people all around the world.
As I say, that's kind of cool that you're working with people around the world saying, okay, we need legs. Who all wants to come together and let's get a leg built?
Yeah, we want domes. We need this little detail on the side. I mean, every little piece has to be worked on.
Because your eye is able to see the details so much better than I am. What is something that maybe people would miss if there's a promo on a commercial and they just threw something together?
One thing that kind of stood out to me, so on the side here, there's this little panel. And as you see, it's blue, but you see how it's actually recessed. It's probably hard to see on camera, but it's recessed in there. A lot of people end up like painting and putting a piece on top, but in the original movies, it wasn't like that. And sometimes you'll see where it's reversed, where the outside here is blue and the inside is silver.
So that's one of the intimate details.
That's one of the tiny details. You know, it's tricky.
To get
because when they made the movies, they actually had various versions of it with slight differences, because that way they would know if they're grabbing the one that is electronic in this way or the one the guy is inside of.
Right.
And so they'd have to know the right one to grab.
The one that the guy was inside of was this size?
It was this size.
This size.
But if you watch like the first movie,
right,
and you see him standing there at the end and he's kind of bouncing around a little bit, you can see that there are actually little pipes that move into his feet because the guy had to be able to stand in there.
That's where his legs were.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unbelievable. But I love the movement. I love the sounds, which makes this so unique. And people are going to be able to experience meeting R2 because you're always so gracious about going out, especially when there are new releases of movies.
Oh, I love taking him out. Yeah, so tonight we'll be at Flix Brewhouse.
Of course you will.
5:30 to 7:30. And people should stop by. They can get photos with R2.
And look at R2 as a friend.
I was going to say, we want to talk about your friend because it wasn't enough to create an incredible R2-D2. You wanted another challenge. And who is that gentleman next to R2?
So the other one is Chopper. Chopper is from a show called Star Wars Rebels.
Okay.
It was an animated show. And so what was interesting about doing Chopper is there was no real one. It was
Right.
always just made in the computer. And so trying to find the right paint to match the colors right, because again, I'm so picky about details like
would
that.
have to be, yeah.
You know, he's all 3D printed.
Which is incredible.
Which is crazy. And so it was a whole different process.
Now,
of
did you print
finishing
it yourself, or did you have somebody do it?
No, I printed it myself.
Okay.
It took about 3,000 hours of 3D printing.
Oh my God.
And then after that, you still have to sand all the parts and paint them and get it all. It's a lot of work.
There's still a
but-
big passion there.
Exactly.
You can tell.
And now I'm just trying to figure out what to do next.
Okay, and speaking of a lot of work, you see you have a controller here. Can we turn this around so people can see how this controller works and what you have on here? Because you have
This is an iPhone app that actually controls a lot of his actions.
We're going to show the camera
get the
right
camera
here.
right here?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so there's an iPhone app that controls a lot of the actions on here. And that's how I can tell them to go into like auto mode, where these are moving by themselves, or if I want to activate certain sounds. And the rest is an RC controller.
Okay.
Now, Chopper is different in that I actually have 2 little PlayStation handheld controllers, so I can hide them instead. And all of it's operated with just a few buttons.
Really?
So I'll go to events with that, wear a hoodie, and have them in my pockets, and people will be like, "Who's driving him?"
Why? What's going on?
How neat is that? And
Yeah.
how long did it take you to create Chopper?
Chopper was a year.
A
So
year.
definitely quicker than R2.
Oh, so you're
but
getting the hang of this, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what's next? Because I know you have something.
You know,
working on
I have a
next.
few ideas. I'm thinking about maybe doing a Wall-E next.
Okay.
So there's some people who started making those.
Yeah.
They're big though, so we'll see.
We'll see what happens. Well, I do
Yes.
know since you've been on our program, people have reached out to me and they're like, we're interested in building. So if people want to be a part of this amazing group of people that are interested in doing stuff like this, what's the best way to reach out?
So there's a few different ways. You know, one, if you want to contact me, you can go through our Facebook page. It's
Right.
R2 Des Moines. There's also, if people are interested in joining the actual Builders Club, it's astromech.net. They can go on there, or they can link to, if they message me via my Facebook page, I can point them in the right direction.
Right.
Love it.
That is so cool. And so what's R2-D2 going to be able to do later on tonight? Are people going to have a chance to take pictures with them?
Oh, yes, definitely. Come out, take pictures. Even if you're not seeing the movie tonight, come out and say hi to them.
Okay.
You can always take a picture with R2. You can
Oh, I love
always
it.
give them a little wave and come
Driver,
by.
are you ever surprised by the reaction of people when they first see R2-D2? Maybe they didn't realize that R2-D2 was at an event that you were at, and then all of a sudden they see it?
That happens even just walking in today. Someone was like, "Did I see R2-D2?" and let me get a photo. No, people, it's great because people love R2-D2. As a character, it's just something about him warms their heart.
Yeah.
And so even now, I mean, I love looking at it. It's funny because he's in my garage most of the time. and so when I get him out for events, even I'm just like, "Oh, it's R2-D2." Even though, and it's
R2.
funny, even though I built him, I still feel that way.
That's
So.
amazing. Well, a lot of love and care put into having detail specific
Wow, it's amazing.
R2-D2 that you can meet later on tonight, whether you're going to the movie or not. I know a lot of you do have tickets. Go to Flix Brewhouse, get your photo taken with R2-D2, courtesy of R2 Des Moines. If you'd like to learn more about this incredible group of people like to build and create, like Jason Cross, owner of NOLA Soft Development, and of course, an incredible droid builder. Thank you, sir, so much for being
Thank you
here
for having
today.
us.
Thank you,
Looking forward to
Always have
R2-D2.
fun.
Good to see you, buddy.
next. Oh, so incredible.